Hey guys, welcome back. Tippy2 here today with a new video. Today a tier list, which I've never done before. And I wasn't going to really do tier lists because I feel like they've all been done, but I finally thought of something that just has definitely not been done on a tier list on YouTube that needs to be done. It has to be said. So I finally decided I'll make a tier list. Fine, I'll do it myself. But before we begin, I want to say that this video is not for kids. If you are a child, don't watch this video. Watch something that Paw Patrol's probably on. They have 24-hour streams of that. Something else, maybe your Speed. Also, Mom, please don't watch this video. I know you watch all my videos. This one's not for you. None of them really are, but this one's especially not for you. Anyways, with that said, all that out of the way, today we're taking a look at the tier list of the top porn penises. So the top Pornstar penises in the business will be officially ranked on this tier list. As you may or may not know, tier lists usually go from S for the best all the way down to A, B, C, D, E, and F at the bottom. Today we'll be ranking 10 of the most popular male porn stars that I could find and or think of. Now these 10 you will probably recognize and know. Unfortunately, I will not be able to show the penises. I guess I could have put their faces. It's the penises. Unfortunately, they'll be pixelated. I'll not be able to show them, so I apologize. You'll have to look up the actors or actress. You'll have to look up the actors yourself if you don't know who I'm talking about. But I'll do my best to fill in the blanks for you. And in no particular order, I have 10 here. We're going to start off with Kieran Lee. Now, Kieran Lee is a Brazzers star, mainly. You may recognize him. You should recognize him right away. He sort of has the face of what you would consider to be if annoying was a person, or, you know, aggravating was a person, another good word for it. He's in too many videos, far too many, you know, just the same shit, all of them. But we're not here to rate the man today, we're here to rate the member. So, for that, sadly, I have to give, right off the bat, an S rank to Kieran Lee. Now, this may be argumentative, but like I said, we are solely rating the wiener, not the man. Not the man who wields the wiener, just the wiener itself. And I feel Kieran Lee has probably what could be considered as sort of if the Lord himself were to craft a perfect man's specimen. If you had to put together the perfect human and you were like, the biceps of Dwayne Johnson, the wiener of Kieran Lee would be next. Okay, you see what I'm saying? It's like the ideal, in my opinion. So S rank. I'm not gonna argue with you. Okay, S rank. That's the first one down. Pretty quick and easy. Kieran Lee, one and done. I hope that's pixelated enough. I don't think it is. Okay, the next one. I might have to pixelate that more. The next one that we're gonna do. Again, these are in no particular order at all. Bruce Venture, also known as Two-Tone Malone. Now, Bruce Venture is up next. As I described the last actor as annoying and aggravating, Bruce Venture also fits the bill. Now, why Two-Tone Malone, you may ask? Well, if you didn't know who I was talking about, I imagine me saying that will jog your memory, as he's sort of known infamously on the web as Two-Tone Malone. I didn't even know the guy's real name. I thought it was something Malone, but apparently it's not even Malone anything. That's just the nickname, because his dong is two shades. As it elongates near the tip, it just changes race completely. He sort of has the Michael Jackson of penises, if you will. Halfway through its career, it changes race. Another thing is that it's curved almost like a crescent moon, like the DreamWorks moon, to where Bruce Venture could be, say, in one room, and the female actress could be around the corner of the room, and, you know, maybe in the hallway, and they could still be having intercourse. So a very strangely arched, curved wiener diener, and also the two tones. Some people find it humorous, say on Reddit, to comment Two-Tone Malone underneath of every post involving this man or his member, which drives me absolutely nuts. I hate this man, and seeing his wiener just aggravates me to my core. It actually, you know, is one of the few things that will just close the video immediately. If I see this man's dong, it is immediately, you know, that ends the whole video for me. So because of that and his just god-awful two-tonedness, Two-Tone Malone gets an F. And I don't want to hear any arguments at all because I hate this man's wiener. And I think this is the only wiener possibly on this earth which I actually hate. Usually I'm sort of even as far as wieners go. I could take them, could leave them. Not this one. Again, in no particular order. Next up is Dread, a African-American gentleman with a very large schlong, as they say. Now, this is where I think my list will become controversial. Hopefully this doesn't attract too much heat my way, as I really don't want to argue about guys' cocks all day. But let me elaborate slightly here before I give my ranking to Dread's very large wiener. Now, it is hard to sort of base a rating around wieners when there are so many different tastes in wiener. And I don't mean flavors, I mean more preferences. So you can have the longest, hugest wiener in the world. Does that mean it's an S rank just based on length? Because I feel then this is just might as well just say inches along the side instead of letters. I feel more like, you have to think about practicality and enjoyment from the other counterpart of the said videos, where a wiener that is this massive, 13, 14 inches long, the size of my whole, probably more than my forearm. I kind of have thin wrists. You guys ever notice how thin my wrists are? Look at this bone on my wrist. Anyways, huge, just giant wieners. Is that an S rank? I think not, because I think something that starts to cross the line between enjoyment and impalement sort of brings it down in ranking. That's in my opinion. I don't think most females or males, mind you, I'm not biased, I don't think most women or men would enjoy that large of a wiener inside of them all the time, every day. I think that means that I have to lower Dread's ranking to an A. If you're into just mutilation and pain, maybe for you it's an S, but I'm going to give it an A. And again, this is the definitive ranking for male porn star penises. I don't want to hear any backlash. Next up is Danny D, another extremely obnoxious porn star. You probably know him from all those ads on the sidebar that are going at like 300 times speed, and they're like, they're running all around the room. If you don't know who I mean, you probably will recognize him when you look it up. But that said, again, this is not based around the man, it's based around the wiener. So, sadly, I have to give Danny D, against my better judgment, an S rank. Absolutely massive. It's sort of torpedo-esque, where it's thin around the base and then it widens around the end, almost into torpedo-esque, I think was the best adjective. So, S rank for that. Pretty easy in my mind. I think that's a good one. I think that's a good place to be. So we can move right on, I think, to the next. Next up to be ranked is Johnny Castle. You'll recognize Johnny Castle as well. I assume you recognize all 10 of these people. I don't know. I say that every time. But Johnny Castle, for me, if you look up any picture of him, looks sad, looks depressed. And it's sort of annoying to be a man in that position and always look either lost, sad, or confused. And on top of that, a terrible wiener. And I feel bad saying that because, of course, it ain't the man's fault. We all know what it, well, some of us know what it's like to just not have an up-to-par wiener. And I think when you're competing on a list and in a business like this, where you just have the competition is fierce, I should say, and this man has a below average, barely existent wiener. It just, if the man's face always looks sad in the images, so does the dong, and for that I have to give the man an F rank. I feel bad but the guy is doing fine. I think he'll be alright. Now on to the next. We are at the halfway point on the list right now. Place your votes. Let me know down below what you think so far. This is very important. groundbreaking scientific work that I'm doing, and it will not go unnoticed. Next up, another Johnny Sins, the world-renowned Johnny Sins, probably the most common household name when it comes to male porn stars, or even porn stars in general. I think everyone on earth knows who Johnny Sins is. What he looks like, sort of Mr. Clean, if he was gonna fuck your wife. But Johnny Sins, very well known, very famous man. Nothing short of an A rank, I'd say. Just a normal looking, if you just looked up penis or looked in your, sexual education class, I feel like this would be the sort of default wiener. If you were making your character in Cyberpunk 2077 and you didn't touch any of the settings at all, his wiener would be the one that you get. Maybe you put towards the big end a little bit. But A rank for Johnny Sins. Great guy. I've met him a few times. A rank for Johnny Sins. Next up is Jordi El Nino Pola. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. And I might end up falling into a bit of a rant here. I'll try not to. But Jordi El Nino Pola, if he were to be wiped off the face of the internet, it would be an overall positive result, a massive win for the internet and for porn in general. I wish that this boy man-child did not exist. This is the porn star that you will immediately recognize and know as the one in all of the awful, terrible, almost comedy sketches of porn ads on the side of videos where just the most absurd, just strange things are happening. It will be this child, and the man, I can't even say man, the boy has become famous purely because of how he looks as if he is 12, and I believe this appeals to the other 12-year-olds who are on Pornhub, browsers, etc. in the middle of the night on their Nintendo DSIs, and they sort of relate to this boy. For me, just looking at him is awful. Again, we're just rating the wiener, and for that, I'm going to give him a D rank, as he sort of just has a basic wiener, but is in the worst scenes, and just, I wish he didn't exist. So maybe I'm a bit biased this time around, but a D rank for Jordy. Next up, a wiener known world round, a dong known around the globe, a schlong you could see from space, the Mandingo. Now, this again breaches into my previous statement of too large of a wiener. If such a thing can be said, I do think it is possible to have too large of a wiener. I know there's been studies done that almost all men, if asked, what would you like, a bigger wiener, or are you happy with what you got, almost 90+% of men always say, I'd like a bigger wiener, please, if I may. I think Mandingo is too large of a wiener, and for that reason, I am even placing it below Dread with a B rank. I believe just based on usability, there's only a very, very, very small percentage of human beings who could even put the thing to use. And maybe this is very controversial. I'm looking at it in B rank, and it almost doesn't sit right with me, but that's where my gut said. So B rank for Mandingo. Just a monster. Alright, there's two left. Not last, but definitely least, Ron Jeremy. Now, Ron Jeremy makes me almost wish I had put the other F's in E, as I can't really put him lower than F. F is as low as the scale goes, almost breaks the scale. Just know if I could, I would give him lower, as I had to put him on the list, I feel, because he's just, if you looked up famous male porn stars, he would be like the first thing you would see. But the man is a terrible man, a terrible scumbag, awful human being. But alas, he does have a wiener, and that's what I'm rating. And also, his wiener is an F. It is an F minus. If I were to give it a final grade on the report card, it would be a failing one with an F minus. That is Ron Jeremy at the bottom of the tier list. And now we're on to the very last porn star penis. This very last man on the list is Ryan Madison, and I saved him for last because I sort of have a little anecdote that I would like to share, and that's that Ryan Madison, if I had to pick a porn star who was most like myself in the way that he performs, if you know what I'm saying, I would have to go with Ryan Madison. This man I discovered by accident once, and I thought it was myself in the video if I was much older and balder and uglier. But the way that he performs, the actions that he takes, and the way that he has the sexual intercourse is very much alike myself. So I don't know where that trivia fits in this hellish video that I've created, but if you ever wanted to know how I fuck, I guess look up Ryan Madison, because that's pretty much it. I think he kind of copied my copied my move book, almost move for move. It's like when you pause like Mortal Kombat or something and you get the moves list. The man stole my whole moves list. But that said, Ryan Madison has sort of just a meh, kind of wiener. It's kind of like, is it even a wiener? It's okay, I guess. Sort of like that. The man, as I was saying, is a lot like myself in the way that he performs, except with a smaller wiener. So I'm gonna put him in a B rank. What is happening to this video? He's in a B rank. That's it. That's the list. Ryan Madison goes in the B. I've already forgot the names of all these people, but there's the list. I am looking at it and realizing I need to pixelate it more. So it's going to be really pixelated. But that's the list. I'm pretty happy with this list. This is the top 10 male porn stars that I could find. Sort of just 10 random picked from the bunch, but they're all very recognizable and famous, and I imagine if you looked them up, you would know them right away. And this is the definitive ranking of their penises, as it were. This is as I said, the top. What was it? What was the video? The porn penises tier list, I believe, is what I'm gonna go with. This is it. This is the tier list. I did it. Pretty necessary video, I would say. Definitely a good idea. I don't feel bad about uploading this. I don't think anything bad could possibly happen. I'm pretty confident this was a good idea. I had this idea and I thought, that's just a winning idea, if I had to say. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, something's wrong with you, but thank you, and I appreciate it. And feel free to like the video, subscribe, comment, all that. Let me know if there's something else you'd like to see tier listed. This is so easy to do that I should probably have done it sooner. I see why so many people did this. Anyways, none of this was scripted. If you laughed, I appreciate it. That's just me. I'm being a funny guy. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Check out any of these stars you see here if you'd like to follow their work. You can do that on Pornhub and other various websites. Down below, I also have a Discord. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. This video could very likely not be good. If it wasn't so funny, that is. Oh, hey, I gotta delete all these male genitalia pictures off my computer. Shit.